Chairmanship of the National Police Service Commission, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor and pleasure to receive the end-term report of the Second National Police Service Commission, marking the culmination of 6 years of dedicated service in advancing the professionalism, accountability, and efficiency of the National Police Service. The work of this commission has been and remains critical in strengthening the foundation upon which our police service operates, ensuring that our officers are well recruited, fairly and on merit promoted, and adequately supported to carry out their constitutional duty of maintaining law and order and protecting the lives and property of all within the territory of our country. As you conclude your term report, your term today, I commend your contribution, Chairman, and your team to the police reform agenda and the human resource management of our law enforcement officers. Your stewardship has yielded remarkable and undeniable improvement on recruitment processes, career progression, and discipline enforcement, and the welfare of our officers. The automation of police recruitment, as you have explained broadly, the expansion of civilian staffing to improve service delivery and to tap into professional capabilities, the determination of promotions of thousands of officers and the review of remuneration are just a few examples of your impact and your legacy. Beyond these achievements, the Commission has also played a crucial role in strengthening governance structures within the National Police Service by ensuring transparency, fairness, and accountability in decision-making, the decentralization of human resource services, the establishment of a contributory benevolent fund, and the pursuit of a fair and competitive mortgage scheme for officers reflect commitment of improving the welfare and dignity of those who serve in uniform. Even as we acknowledge these successes, we also recognize the challenges that remain and demand our urgent focus and attention. Issues such as irregular police recruitment, budgetary constraints, and the need for a sustainable police welfare program must be addressed without equivocation. These are matters of national interest, and the government of Kenya is fully committed to implementing reforms that will ensure a motivated, well-resourced, and professional police service. The recommendations outlined in this report will be taken seriously, and I'm happy that you have presented copies to both the Deputy President and the CS Interior as the people who will take the front line. And they will integrate them into our broader security sector reforms, ensuring that our officers continue to serve with integrity, professionalism, and dedication. The security and stability of our nation depends on a police service that is not only well-trained and well-equipped, but also adequately supported and sufficiently motivated. To you, the outgoing members of the National Service Commission, of the National Police Service Commission, I extend my very sincere gratitude for your service to this nation. I agree with the chairman that you are very smart, and the chairman is equally smart, and and I understand why that is the case. Your work is a legacy that will shape the future of policing in Kenya for years to come. As we move forward, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to a national police service that upholds the highest standard of accountability, professionalism, and fairness. Let us build upon gains made and continue striving for a police service that truly serves the people of Kenya with honor and dedication. Allow me to just say a few things that are of significance and importance. The chairman here has taken a reflection on the events that took place in Bomas. Indeed, there was an attempt at some point to remove the National Police Service Commission, which would actually have taken us back to the old days when promotions and matters police service were handled by agencies that did not have sufficient constitutional protection to be able to undertake those responsibilities. I am very proud that we managed to avoid derogation of what the Constitution had already provided for, and what the National Police Service Commission has achieved, in fact, validates the very reason that the Constitution was right in setting up the National Police Service Commission. I did undertake on my first day in office, among many things, to reinstate the operational and financial independence of the National Police Service, because it is not just important, it is necessary, but in my consideration, it was what was going to make the difference between running a professional police service and one that is influenced by other considerations. I am very happy that today the IG here and his team run the budget of the National Police Service Commission, determine what priorities they want, and work with the rest of government in making sure that the police service is well taken care of. I did also undertake, subsequent to the financial autonomy that was so important to the National Police Service Commission, that the government of Kenya was going to undertake a robust modernization program to equip the National Police Service with modern equipment and to ensure that the National Police Service, the men and women who serve in difficult situations, risky and dangerous situations, have the protection of and use of the most modern equipments. I'm very happy that the progress, there is tremendous demonstrable progress in the modernization program. And my commitment is that we are going to accelerate that modernization program so that we can make sure that every police officer that puts their life on the line has the protection, has the necessary equipment, and has the backing of the government of Kenya. I also want to say that in that whole program of modernization, we will also be looking at police transport to make sure that we can accelerate response time for police action in different parts whenever citizens are in distress and whenever their property is at risk. The fourth issue I want to say is we undertook to look at the terms and conditions of service of our policemen and women. I'm very happy that the chairman here has said that phase 1 and phase 2 have already been rolled out. And I'm very confident that the incoming commission will work with the Ministry of Interior and the National Police Service to make sure that the remaining phases of salary increase for our policemen and women will be implemented in accordance with the timelines that we have already rolled out and that were recommended by the report of the task force that I set up. I'm also looking forward to the implementation of the police uniform program which I have discussed with the IG here. And I'm confident that going into the future, we will make the necessary budgetary provision so that all our men and women in uniform, especially our police, are kitted properly. Let me also say that even as we designed our universal health coverage program, we are making sure that our police, men and women, and the security sector in general become beneficiaries in two ways. Number one is to improve access. In the past, the medical cover that was available was limited to only certain facilities. Under the current expanded universal health coverage in the Taifa Care program, there will be expanded access. In fact, access to medical care will no longer be limited to certain identified hospitals. In fact, officers and servicemen and women will be able to access medical services and attention from all hospitals, public, private, faith-based, different from the past. So access will improve, number one. Number two, we're also going to enhance the service, to broaden access of different medical services. We are standardizing the whole medical scheme to make sure that while today the police service enjoy a lower facility than other public servants, under the new universal health care program, all officers on job groups that are equivalent will get the same medical facilities made available to them under the new program. And finally, as part of our housing program, we have rolled out a program on ensuring that we have institutional houses that will be funded by our housing levy resources. We have many police stations that have now been built. We are rolling out the buildings for housing for our officers across the country, and not just the police, but also the military, the prisons, and others. And under the housing program, we will be able to afford decent housing facilities for all our security men and women. So as we do it for the rest of the country, we are not leaving behind our security men and women. I am very confident that going into the future, we will have a much more professional, a much more dedicated, and a well-resourced police service as we make their terms and conditions of service better. It is, of course, the expectation of the people of Kenya that as we extend resources in salary, in improving housing, in improving medical care, that the people of Kenya will equally be entitled to professional service that is fair, that is world-class, and I am looking forward to the leadership of the IG and your team to make sure that the people of Kenya get what they expect of our policemen and women. To Kinuthia and your team, congratulations on the service you have extended to the people of Kenya. On behalf of our policemen and women, on behalf of the people and government of Kenya, I want to say asanteni sana for a job very well done. We look forward to working with you in your next calling, in your next assignments. I know you have said that you don't mind getting new assignments. I have too many young people to look after before you. But I know there is also always a balance between the energy, the knowledge, the expertise of young people, and also the experience of the younger members of our society. So as we keep balancing those attributes, I'm sure we will find a place that your experience, your knowledge, your understanding will be useful for the nation. And we will surely tap into your experience going into the future. So thank you very much. God bless you. Asanteni sana. Mungu wabariki as you take up your other assignments. And thank you very much for serving the people of Kenya. We all must know that all of us have a responsibility and have a privilege to serve the people of Kenya in the offices that we occupy. And there is a time to start and a time like this to move on to the next assignment. So, asante sana. Thank you.
A round of applause for His Excellency, please. With your permission, Your Excellency, we'll close the official part of this ceremony with